Okay, Travis, can you tell me what are some ways we can travel in today's world?
By car.
Okay,
Boat.
okay. Another one?
By plane.
Train.
Today we're gonna read a passage about the 19th century. I'm gonna hand you guys a passage. I'm gonna read it and then we're gonna answer our cause and effect notes on it. This is the objective. Can you guys read it aloud together?
Given a passage on the 19th century advancements, students will properly complete cause and effect organized notes provided along with the teacher and take a quiz based on the passage with at least 8 to 10 correct or 80% accuracy.
Travis, can you tell me why settlers came to the United States?
To find a better life.
So this is a passage we're gonna read. You write your name at the top. Do you have a pen? Okay, so first we're gonna look at some pictures based on the vocabulary in this passage. I'm gonna see if you guys know what they are. Anyone know what that is?
Steamboat.
You know what they were used to do?
To transport people
And goods.
and goods.
You know what that is?
Morse code.
What is that?
They used it to communicate secretly.
You know what that is?
The telegraph.
You know what that was used for?
It was a source of communication.
Over long distances.
Yeah.
It was like through wires, they could send messages. Do you know what that is?
Oh, the Pony Express.
Do you know what that was used for?
Like mail.
Yeah, so it went from, I think it was Missouri to California, that they would ride the horses. Okay, so we're gonna read the passage, and at the end of every paragraph, I'm gonna stop and see if it matches any of the cause and effects that we're gonna be filling in on the notes. Give you guys the notes. So then as we go through, you guys are gonna fill in what I'm writing on the board. So let's read through the cause and effects before we start the passage, so if we happen to see any that match up, we can stop and just fill them in. So the first cause is gonna be the Erie Canal was built between 1817 and 1825. The second one, we're gonna find the cause, but the effect is goods and people could be shipped on a regular schedule. Number 3, the cause is railroads were invented and built. And then number 4, the effect is people were able to communicate across the United States more quickly for the first time. Guys ready? 19th century advancements. During the 1800s, the United States was expanding. Settlers and pioneers were moving westward. There were also many advancements in transportation and communication. These advancements helped people and goods move around the United States, expanded, and more trading opportunities were open. There were also major improvements in how people communicated. All of these advancements helped the nation and to expand and thrive. People from the east were quickly moving west. Canals and waterways were built in many parts of the United States to allow passage of boats or ships. These canals allowed boats to move goods and people. The Erie Canal went from Albany, New York to Buffalo, New York. This canal was 363 miles long and was dug from 1817 to 1825. This was the longest human-made waterway in all of North America. It helped to make New York City one of the busiest ports in the country. The United States built many more canals in large and small cities. So does that match up to any of our first cause?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the effect of it?
It helped make New York City one of the busiest ports in the United States.
Okay, so let's fill it in with the effect for the first clause. Okay, the third paragraph down. Steam engines also greatly impacted westward expansion. Before the steam engine, transportation was slow and unpredictable. Sailing ships were used on the ocean. However, the new steamships could go against the current wind in any wind condition. This meant that goods and people could be shipped on a regular schedule. On land, steam was used to power farming equipment and railroads. So was there a clause in there for the second effect that we have?
Yes.
What was it?
This meant that goods and people could be shipped on a regular schedule.
Oh, it's actually the sentence before that, Travis.
The new steamships could go
Yeah.
against the current.
Yeah. Okay, the fourth paragraph. Before railroads, people traveled across the land on foot and on horses or by horse and buggy. This was slow and difficult. The roads were not paved and were dangerous. The wagons were made of wood and not very strong, and they could not travel very fast. The railroad forever changed the American West. The railroad grew rapidly across the United States. The railroad meant that people and goods could be transported and travel quickly. It was also predictable and on schedule. Many towns and cities grew along the railroads. Does that match any of our third one, our third effect?
Yeah. It meant that the people and the goods could be transported and travel quickly.
Yeah, last paragraph. Communication was very simple before the invention of Morse code and the telegram. People would send a letter or package and it would take weeks to arrive. Many packages and letters were lost or sent to the wrong place. The Pony Express was a mail system that delivered mail between Missouri and California. The Pony Express did not last long. The invention of Morse code and the telegram replaced it. The telegram was a way to send short messages throughout wires over long distances. The short messages were sent using Morse code. Morse code is a system of dots and dashes that stand for letters. The wires ran next to many railroads and connected the west to the east. People were able to communicate across the United States quickly for the first time. So with that last sentence being the effect, what would be the cause for that one?
The invention of the Morse code and the telegram.
Well, what caused people to be able to communicate? That could be one of them, or the wires that ran next to the railroads that connected the east to the west, because that's how the messages would travel. Let's put that second to last paragraph in there, or second to last sentence. The wires ran next to many railroads. Now that we have that filled out, I'm going to hand you guys a quiz that you're gonna do independently, and then after we're done, we're gonna get back together and review the answers to the quiz.